Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 65 of Bardic Quest, the show where a group of British trained actors tell fantastical improvised stories through the medium of Dungeons and Dragons. Also, welcome back, Happy New Year and all that jazz. We're technically recording this before Christmas, but Happy New Year. Thanks for being patient as we've taken a little break over the Christmas period. As always, want to give a shout out to our friend James Webster and his wonderful digital artwork that we utilise as part of our opening credits and during the show. So do give him your support. Head on over to patreon.com /James RPG Art and show him your support there. I think that's it for now. So without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Last time, after having a surprise encounter with some more goblins in amongst the ruins of the Cragmaw Castle, Thorik and Saga, God, I had a brain fart then. Thorik and Saga chased a goblin down who attempted to flee and found themselves entering, albeit at first sneakily, into a large room in which they had found not only the goblin that they were chasing, but also a wolf and also a large, slightly older looking bugbear, as well as their quarry, their friend, after many days of searching. One dwarf, Gundren Rockseeker, who is, of course, the catalyst of all of this, beaten and unconscious at the bugbear's feet. We ended the session with Thorik kicking down the door. So, given that there is a door being kicked down and a goblin to warn this bugbear of your impending approach, let's put aside all diplomacy and shall we roll some initiative?
Let's shall.
Let's.
Oh, for Thorik, would you like to go first?
Not particularly.
Well, seeing as mine is 4.
Ooh.
I see your 4 and I laugh, madam, with my 3.
Oh my god.
This has started off so well.
Rick just kicks the door and just goes, "Oh!"
You put all your effort into the kick, and then you're like...
Yeah. He's just kind of like, he's looking at the knees of this bugbear and just sort of slowly track himself like, "Hello!"
Now, Johann, as you are here, what is your initiative?
Well then, I wear the shadows. The shadows wear me. And I have cast a 19, which doesn't rhyme, but it's still pretty good.
Well, that's far better than everybody else, I'd say.
Not hard to be.
Look, me and Thorik are tired. There's been a lot of fighting, a lot of curtains.
He's only done half the dungeon.
I mean...
I was just like following behind you, just like playing with my sword like a kid with a stick, just kind of like...
Now, in fairness here, Johann is pretty quick, and the goblin did manage to kind of get ahead and send a bit of a warning. So, I mean, it makes narrative sense that perhaps they might get the jump on you. So, it's going to go thusly. Johann, you'll be up first. Then it will be the bugbear. Then it will be the goblin. Then it will be, technically, Gundren's initiative, even though he's unconscious. Then the wolf. Then Saga. Then Thorik.
And our barbarian friends.
Yes, who will be acting on your initiative.
Yeah, on our initiatives. Yeah.
Yes.
Just reminding people of their existence.
Of their existence, yes, indeed. Fair point. Fair point. All right. So, Johann, you are behind the group. Thorik, you've just seen Thorik kick down the door. For reference for you, from what you can see through the doorway, this is quite a large chamber. You can't see the extreme sides of it, okay? The chamber itself is about 20 foot deep, okay, from where you can see, because you're just looking through the doorway at this point. There's thick furs and stuff all over the floor. There's a hot brazier of coals burning near the back of the room. There's a round table. So directly in front of you, you can essentially see, well, I say directly in front of you, the other side of the door, because you're behind Thorik at this point. You can basically see the bugbear, and you can see Gundren at this point. You could reach both of them. You can't see the placement of, obviously you're aware of it as the player from a meta sense. You're aware of the wolf and you're aware of the goblin, but you can't see them from where you currently are. What would you like to do?
I slink past Thorik and Saga in a very British kind of, excuse me, kind of way. Okay. Take Grigor with me. I look over my shoulder and gesture for him to follow me.
Yeah.
And sort of make my way into the door, and then kind of also slinking off to the side, keeping to the walls and not... I think I might use my action to hide.
So you're going to stay in the room that you're in, is that right?
No. I'm going into the room.
Okay.
As there is one brazier that lights the room.
Yes.
And it's behind the bugbear.
Yes.
So it's not very well lit. He can't really see me because the light's behind him. Is that a stretch?
Yes. To hide in D&D, you need to have broken line of sight. And
Grigor is bigger than me. And can stand in front of me, sort of...
I think that will be a stretch. Nice try, though.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, tell you what then. This is a tense situation. Yes. Because any move I make towards the bugbear could harm Mr. Rockseeker.
Correct.
Is anything climbable?
Well, I mean, as you, from where you are, no, not really.
I'm trying to formulate one of my idiotic plans.
The only way I'd be able to provide any more information is if you actually enter the room, which at this point you're not actually in yet.
Okay. First of all, head into the room. First thing I'm going to do, head into the room.
Right. Okay.
And Grigor follows.
All right. So at that point, that means that as you enter the room, you can see to your right and just near the bugbear, there is a round table with chairs, which you could climb on top of if you wanted to. To your left, about 15 feet away from you, is the wolf. And almost directly in front of you, but to the left, also about 15 feet away from you, is the goblin. Now, in order to get to the goblin, you would need to pass by the bugbear, which, if you were to go for the goblin, is going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
So I can't...
You can't go into melee with the goblin without provoking an attack of opportunity from the bugbear.
So they're all very close to each other?
Yes. So in terms of your targets, there's the bugbear, which you can engage with, and you could get to the wolf to engage with, but you couldn't engage with the goblin without an attack of opportunity from the bugbear.
Okay, tell you what then.
The door has swung out to the left of you.
Okay. Grigor and I will attack the wolf.
Okay.
And hopefully deal with it and let the tanks let the tanks be something might be more useful when it comes to the bugbear than I can at this point on my own. Okay, so Grigor and I will attack the wolf.
Okay, so you charge in and you run past the swung open door. You bypass the bugbear and you head straight for the wolf.
Yes.
So, what attack are you going for, sir?
Okay. It's rapier and dagger time. So, I'm going to go for a straight upward stab into the abdomen. Hopefully, like, if it springs up, I can just go straight on the old sword and then leap him off again.
Okay. Let's roll to hit.
That roll is a 15.
Oh, nice. Well, that'll hit, and you get assassinate because the wolf has not yet acted.
Ayo. So
But let's roll for the standard damage first before we look at assassinate.
Quite so. So that'll be 5. Plus 3 is 8. And as Grigor is nearby, I did get a sneak attack.
Yes. And Grigor also gets his damage from his attack as well, because you hit. He automatically hits.
8 plus 4 is 12. Plus another 4 is 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a D12 from Grigor of damage.
It's a 6, so that will be 22 altogether.
And is that including your assassinate?
No.
Oh, it was advantage anyway on the attack, so it wasn't extra damage. Sorry, forgive me.
Well, only if it's surprised, it's a critical hit.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
And he can clearly see us both.
Well, he wasn't surprised because there was a goblin sent in to warn. Not sent in, who ran in to warn anyway, so they weren't surprised. But hey, okay, so that was what was the total damage in the end?
22.
I don't think it's going to be a surprise to anybody, but how are the two of you finishing him?
So, presumably the wolf, leaps at me with a big snarl, and I manage to duck underneath him, skewer him, push him off, and then Grigor just sweeps him, and he just cracks his neck, and he just slaps against the wall, and then falls limp. And then the two of us just look at the bugbear as if to say, "You're next."
All right. Okay. So that brings us to the bugbear, who now has a choice. He can either charge for Grigor and or Johann, or charge for Thorik. Well, as bugbears have the surprise attack feature, which is not too dissimilar to assassinate, the bugbear is going to charge in for Thorik, which also blocks off the doorway to the room.
Ah.
So, because of his surprise attack feature, you might be taking some extra damage if he hits. Now, luckily, he doesn't have advantage, so
That's a surprise.
your high armor might save you here. But let's see. So he's going to swing at you with a big morning star, which he is swinging with reckless abandon. And that is a 16 against your armor class.
No.
So as he swings, you see him coming, and you hold up your shield, and you just hear the massive crack as this morning star comes down from on top of you, and you almost see bits of your shield kind of dent in from the spikes of the morning star. And the bugbear growls at you and says, "Who's coming for King Grolin?" And that is his turn. Which means we now have the goblin, who pulls out his bow and he backs to the far end of the room, as far away from you as he can get, Johann. And you could still get to him in a single round, but he's trying to create as much space as possible. And he fires his bow off at you, Johann. Which is going to be 16 against your armor class.
Hey,
Does that
that'll
hit?
hit.
Okay. In which case then, we are looking at... not too bad. It's a 3 piercing damage for you. Could be
Not bad.
worse.
I mean, I've had worse.
Well, indeed. So this goblin, you see him maneuver and go to the far end of the room, and he's eyeing you up the whole time with his bow drawn, and he's really pulling back on that string, and he just unleashes, and he gets a glancing blow on you, just as it kind of skims over the top of your arm, and scratching through some of that leather armor, but not a severe wound, just kind of like a scratch, a deep scratch at this point. Okay, and that's going to be its turn. So, oops. Next up we have... oh, no. Sorry, 1 second. Next up we have... Oh, it is it should be Gundren's turn, but he is unconscious at this point. So it is instead going to be you, Saga.
Okay. How far is each enemy from me?
Well, the problem you have right now is that Groll is blocking the door. So you now basically have to get through Groll.
Okay.
The other problem that you have is Thorik is in the doorway. Now you can move through an ally's space.
Yeah.
But you can't stop in an ally's space.
So...
Which means basically at the moment your options are ranged options.
crossbow it is then.
Okie doke.
Let's do a simple crossbow attack.
Okay.
Ooh. Dirty 21 to hit.
Oh, nice. Well, that's going to hit. That's obviously going to be no surprise to you.
That is 1d8 plus 2. 8 points of damage.
Okay, so not terrible, but not amazing either. So you eye up and you try and get an opening from where you can see Thorik moving about and trying to defend himself, and you fire off your crossbow bolt, which you see Groll enjoying a little too much his not necessarily the attack that he's just done on Thorik, but certainly the fact that he's keeping Thorik on his heels. And he's enjoying that moment too much, and you take the opportunity, and you just manage to fire just along its cheek, which really pisses him off quite massively. And he notices you possibly for the first time at this point, and lets out a growl, and you can see the spittle kind of coming out from between his teeth and his lips. Yeah, he's furious. Okay, anything else that you'd want to do?
Nothing I can do, but I have Boar. And what I would like Boar to do is to go past me and Thorik and charge, so he pushes Kroll, whatever his name is, into the room. Like, I want him to use his turn to literally bulldoze him into the room and clear the doorway.
Because you got a hit, we'll do a contested strength check then, between him and Groll. So let's roll that. If you could, I can't remember what his strength is actually. It's probably a +3, but let me
I
consult.
also need to get.
I think it's a +3. Oh, it doesn't quite work like that with retainers. Hang on. Primary ability is strength.
They're strong.
So
strong boys.
Primary ability. Oh yeah, it is a +3. Oh, hang on. They normally get a +3, and it's a +1 with their and an extra +2 for ability checks. Oh right, okay, yeah. So it's a +4 in total that you're rolling for.
Okay, I'm on 4. Eight.
12.
I'm gonna fireball.
So you see Boar charge in, and he tries to like rugby tackle Boar. Thorik, you kind of quickly step out of the way, and Boar just kind of hits into Groll, who just kind of chuckles at this comparatively puny-looking human, and he just kind of shoves him back out of the way, past you, Thorik, and back to the back of the proverbial queue. And that's your go, I presume.
Yep.
So, Thorik, you're now up. You're now face to face with Groll. That's pretty much all you can see at this point.
So he's kind of, this bugbear is bearing down on Thorik. He kind of like hides behind his shield, sort of as Boar kind of goes charging past, and he just says, "Never heard of a King Groll. I have heard of bitter not true silver," and I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon behind him.
Nice.
And crack him over the back of the head with my Spiritual Hammer.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 23 to hit.
I mean, that's nice. That'll certainly do it.
Spiritual Weapon. Modify any modifiers to you. Spiritual Weapon. Yes, I do. So that is 9 points of what type of damage? Force damage. 9 points of force damage.
All right. Okay.
And knocking him off balance, taking Boar's. Am I allowed to use my barbarian to help me shove this guy back?
Well, no, because you use? Is it an action to?
So spiritual weapon is a bonus action.
To cast.
Yeah, so it's spiritual weapon is a bonus action. So I still have my action.
Does it attack the moment you cast it?
It does indeed.
Okay, great. In which case, then yes, you could try and bull rush him. So you'd be rolling with advantage, essentially, if you were getting him to help.
So, yeah, it says for shoving a creature, instead of using your attack, you can do a contested athletics against them. I assume he's also going to be using athletics because he's a big boy. But if I succeed, I can push him 5 feet away.
Okay.
Which is what I would like to do.
Indeed.
Cool. That is a 19.
He rolled a 13. So you charge in, and you've got Boar charging with you, and in a almost like a scrum, you manage to push Groll back into the room, clearing the doorway. You and Boar obviously also moving into position into the room. So for now at least, you guys can pass. Saga, you and Ivor can pass into the room, but you can't stay in that doorway. You are going to have to move deeper into the room if you're going to step in.
Can I use my movement to?
You could,
so
yes.
with him being 5 feet away,
Yes.
I assume to get around him, I can't move past him without provoking an opportunity of attack.
Correct.
If I move out of his range. So I'm just going to basically like circle around him, kind of with my momentum, just end up behind him, so that me and Ivor are out of the way of the door without leaving his reach.
Okay.
Provoke an opportunity
Right.
attack.
Sorry, yes, it's Ivor that you're tied to as well.
I think so, yeah.
All right. So you two are essentially flanking him.
Yeah, like basically just so we're out of the way, so Saga can get in if she
Alright.
chooses to, and that's me.
Good. Okay. So at that moment, as you push Groll into the room and circle around him, you hear some whistling, and from a door behind. Deeper into the room and just behind the door that you kicked open, a door swings open and you see a dirty looking halfling bard in the doorway
Yes.
as Sergei
Yes.
steps out. So let's add you into the initiative, but I'll have it as a held action for now. So Sergei, you're essentially stepping into the room. You see a dead wolf directly in front of you, next to Johann and Grigor. And you can see this large bugbear, a goblin in the far corner with Thorik and another one of the barbarians. And, importantly, as you will already be aware is in this room, one Gundren Rockseeker, who is unconscious on the ground.
This is all so much. That toilet smelt worse than me. Can I have like a bit of cloth like still stuck to my boot as well?
Of course.
Don't you always?
Before you do anything, though, Sergei, obviously you're going to act now, but we need to add you into the initiative. So could you just add your initiative, roll your initiative for me?
Yes, I can. Oh, that's not even that bad. That is a 15 plus Dex, isn't it?
Yep.
That's a 15.
All right. Okay, that's not bad. That puts you in a pretty good position in the overall lineup. So you'll be going after the goblin after this.
Lovely.
One. But as of now, you've got your we're slotting you into the initiative here.
Wonderful. Here we go.
What are you going for?
Is it me?
It is.
Seeing all of this, Sergei, who's had his dagger held to his chest this whole time, just in case of anything opening that door, will look to Gundren and quickly race over and cast Cure Wounds at first level, just to see, in case he's injured. Sergei, I'll run over and go, "Don't worry, strange dwarf man. Sergei to the rescue. Slide in, slam my hand on him, cast Cure Wounds.
Alright, so can you roll for healing for me?
Yes, I can.
We love to see it. We love to see some healing going on.
Yes.
7 plus 2, so that's a 9.
A 9. Okay, nice. So you see him regain consciousness as you heal his wounds, and you can see that the bruises and the cuts on his face starting to close, almost like they're sewing themselves up. Nicely done. Okay.
Wakey, dwarf man. This is not the sight you wanted to see, but we will have a whole conversation later.
Alright.
James, with you know that meme of that guy with the beard on the motorbike, where he's just like, Thorik's just giving you that from doing the healing. He's like,
yes.
So,
my boy.
that brings us to the top of the round. Johann, you are up. You've just seen Sergei come out of what seems to be some form of old ruined bathroom and charge over to Gundren and heal him. The goblin is pretty much right next to Sergei at this point, and very close to Thorik too, and Gundren. You also have the bugbear right in the middle of the room. Roll. Could I also get, actually, a perception check from you, please?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, say again.
A perception check, please.
Yes, of course, no problem. I'm not sure. I think that was my internet. Sorry about that. Perception. La 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 la. That would be a 22.
Nice. So, from where you're stood, you can just make out, hidden behind the swung open door that Thorik kicked in,
Mm-hmm.
you can see a elf with purplish, blackish skin and long white hair, wearing a purple robe with a motif in black of a spider.
I knew it!
No.
Could it be?
Black spider.
What would you like?
Asp!
Never trust an elf.
So I can see the black spider emerge from this door.
Well, they've not emerged at this point. They're currently hiding in wait. And they look as though they're waiting for an opportune moment to spring out. They don't look as though they're cowering by any means.
Can the black spider see me at all?
Yes.
Shit.
Yes, you won't be getting no sneak attack on this creature, I'm afraid.
Who of the party is closest to me?
Of the party, you're pretty much the only one on this side of the room, aside from Bryan. Everybody
Brilliant.
else is on the other side of the room, where like either outside or moved in closer to protect, like Gundren and Circle roll.
Brilliant. Okay. I kind of just turn and face the doorway and just kind of brace my weapons and just kind of brace, because I don't know if the black spider wants to kill us yet.
Okay.
But I'm just going to watch our backs in case he decides to do some backstabbing while our backs are turned, fighting the bugbear.
So, are you readying an action?
I am readying an action.
Okay. For readying an action, I need a trigger for when you're going to do this action and what the action will be.
The trigger will be when the black spider comes through the door.
Yeah.
Because if as you say, the black spider is readying themselves for some kind of attack.
Yes.
Then I'll be there to intercept it.
Okay. So if he comes out the door, you're gonna attack him with your rapier?
Yes.
Okay.
And my dagger.
And
in his face.
Indeed. Okay. Cool. Action.
And
ready.
can I do something else as well? I just want to tell Grigor to warn the others.
Okay. And Grigor kind of shouts out, almost with no kind of sense of not alerting anybody. He just says, "Elf!" and he points towards the door.
Not
Thank
known
you.
for their subtlety.
Did the others hear that by any chance?
Yep.
They definitely all heard it.
Do they know what it means?
We see the
Can we see?
black
Can we
spider
see this
motif
door?
as well.
No, he's hidden behind the door.
We're like,
Swung open.
what
As Thorik
elf?
pushes through- yeah, you just see in.
Yeah, that's what Saga would say.
He's gone
What
mad.
elf?
He's gone quite mad.
A swinging door. Elf.
The place has got to him.
So it is now Groll, who is currently engaged with Thorik. Oh, do you know what? I did it again. I took my hand off the chess piece last turn, and I shouldn't have done last time he was fighting you, because he actually has multi-attack, of course. He's going to swing that Morning Star at you with reckless abandon. Not a once, but a twice.
Oh, very nice.
Ay.
The first swing, he swings it at you, and again you hold up your shield, and you as you hold it up, it kind of pushes you just an inch back as he hits you with quite a wallop. But not actually enough to damage you. He doesn't get through your shield.
He's getting my shield.
But he takes the bounce off of the shield, he uses the momentum, follows it up, swings around, and hits you in the side with a 23 against you.
Oh, that'll do. That'll do, pig.
Yes, that'll do, pig, that'll do. So, this is going to be... that's going to be 16 piercing damage against you.
Oh, that's not nice.
And you feel like parts of your chainmail just kind of buckle under the pressure of the spikes from this Morning Star, and it really fucking stings.
Thorik is not looking very good.
Oh no, Thorik is not looking very good. Thorik is looking pretty weak. That hit really took it out of him. For everybody else's reference. Mechanically speaking, we're looking at 7 hit points left. Thorik. So, Groll just taunts you somewhat, Thorik. And he just says, "Come on, weakling, come get me."
Thorik refuses to take a knee. He's really thinking, everything in his body's like, oh, you could really do with taking a knee. He's like, no.
But Groll stays where he is. He feels like he's got you on the back foot at this point. Now, there's the goblin to worry about. At this point, this goblin's kind of looking quite boxed in as you've all started to move into the room. So he drops his bow and draws his scimitar. And actually, going by the old adage of hitting something your own size, heads to swing his scimitar at the halfling. And that's going to be 18 against your arms.
Yeah, that bad boy hits.
4 slashing damage against you. It just swings in, backhanded, and just catches you. As you're kind of looking over Gundren, it just catches you in the back. And not a deep cut, just enough to really grab your attention. And it stings, big time.
Okay.
Like a deep, deep paper cut. Alright. And then, the goblin then. He's kind of boxed in, so. Well, no, here's a thought actually. When you disengage, does it count for all attacks of opportunity? Your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attack for the next turn.
I think so.
Well, in which case then, this goblin is going to use its bonus action to disengage, so that it can move through the room freely. And he's going to head towards the door to be greeted pretty much by Saga in the doorway at this point. So now, Saga, you're kind of stuck again in the corridor outside until you clear this goblin. Okay? Alright. So, next up then, we have Sergei. So, you've just taken a strike from this goblin and scarpered towards the door. You're now right next to Gundren, who you've just healed. The closest target, really, and the only one you can get to without provoking any opportunity attacks is Roll.
I have a plan. Gundren, look after yourself. I have a bear to tussle with. And then I'll say over to Thorik, Thorik, step back! You've done fantastic. And I'll cast Bardic Inspiration. It went Scottish, shut up, it doesn't matter. I give Bardic Inspiration as my bonus action. And then as my main action, I'm going to say to the bugbear, hey! Pick on someone your own size. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level.
Okay. Dissonant Whispers.
Which is a spell save. Wisdom spell save from that bad boy.
Okay, wisdom save.
Yes.
Which he fails dramatically with a 4.
Okay, well, that's bit 12. So, in which case, it will take 4d6 hit points, which I'll roll in a minute. And if they have a reaction available, they have to move as far as its speed allows away from me. It doesn't move it into obvious dangerous ground.
Sure. Okay. Alright, so it's 3d6, I believe, of psychic damage.
At 2nd level, it's an extra d6.
Oh, you're casting it at 2nd level. So
Yeah.
Forgive me. Alright,
Go for
yeah,
the full
4d6.
whammy. That's not great. 5, 10, 11 hit points of damage.
Alright, okay. Well, it's not bad. So
Not bad.
you start to strum on your lute, playing quite a horrible tune, really. It's not particularly nice to anybody who can hear it. And you say 11 damage.
11 hit points of damage, yeah.
Okay, great. And Groll is just like clawing at his ears, really, just like trying to get this horrible melody out of his head, screaming. Now the difficulty here is, in reality,
It can't go anywhere.
there's not really anywhere for him to go. Because if he goes towards the doorway, it's towards Saga. If he goes towards the back of the room, it's towards Johann. And the other option is to move towards you, really. There's not really
The only-
anywhere for it to go.
The only thing it says is away from you.
In which case, then, I think the most obvious choice to move away is going to be actually to move towards Johann.
You can deal with that one, Johann! Good luck!
Alright. So, now, this dark elf steps from behind the door, which is going to trigger Johann's attack. So, Johann, do you want to roll your action for me
Sure.
against this dark elf?
I shout, surprise!
Nice.
Is the dark elf surprised?
The dark elf is not surprised because he's very aware that you're there.
But has not taken a turn in combat yet.
Correct.
So I may...
That's advantage.
Thank Christ, because that was a 2. And that was a 1. So...
Wow.
Rapier does nout. However, I've got my trusty dagger in my other hand. Let's hope that does... And you know what? For the sake of just doing something, I'm going straight for his eye. That's a natural 20!
Oh, okay, so it's 2d4, is that correct? Plus your modifier.
Yeah. No modifier, I don't think.
Oh, no,
Because...
that's right, because it's your offhand weapon.
Mm.
And, right,
So
okay, yeah, so just 2d4.
It's a 3 and a 2. So that's 5.
Okay.
Is my trusty Grigor by my side?
Your trusty Grigor is by your side, so you do get an extra d12 of damage.
Okay. And do I get sneak attack as well? As he is an ally close by.
You do.
Marvellous! So that's 5 plus my 2d6, which is 7, plus 5 is 12. Then Grigor. That's a 4, so that's 16 altogether.
Plus the original 5.
No, that's altogether. That's including Grigor.
So what was the number, sorry?
Grigor's number was 4.
The total number, sorry. Total.
That's 16.
16. Lovely. Thank you very much. Okay, so as he comes from behind the door, you say, surprise, go for him with your rapier, which he sees coming and steps out of the way. But you actually take the opportunity as he's stepping out of the way. Rather than going for the eye, you actually go for the back. And you don't manage to quite embed your dagger into its back, but you just gash the back of its shoulder blades. Which does indeed take it a little by surprise, and you see a look of shock on its face, as he thought it had outmaneuvered you, but failed to do so. But it's still that creature's turn. Now, he is backed up with Groll at this point. Is he going to risk it for a chocolate biscuit? Yes, he is. He is going to continue on its trajectory. Okay? And is going to move past Groll. Which is going to provoke an attack of opportunity from you, Johann, if you want to take it.
Hell yeah, I'm going to take
And
it.
if you hit with it, you also get...
I don't like what this guy's up to.
Yeah. If you hit with it, you also get Grigor's damage as well. Oops. What was the damage?
Too bloody right.
Oh, sorry. What was the
Don't turn your back on me.
Sorry. What was the hit number? Not the damage. I didn't quite hear it.
The hit number?
Yeah. What was the hit number? What was the number?
Sorry, I don't understand.
The number you rolled, not damage. What was the first number you rolled against his armor class?
Oh, it was a natural 20.
Oh, a natural 20. Oh well, then that will certainly do it. Yeah. In which case, yeah. Double dice damage.
Wait. Do you mean the one just now? Or the one as he came through the door?
Hang on, right, let's reset, because I think we've got some internet issues. So the opportunity attack,
Yeah.
the dice you've just rolled, the d20 you just rolled. What was the?
I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh, I thought you'd rolled it. Sorry.
No. Okay, that is a 22.
Oh well, then that'll do it nicely. Yes, let's roll for damage then. So that wasn't a
Beautiful.
20, so normal dice damage.
Good. Ugh. That's a 1 + 3 from a rapier. Bad. I do get sneak attack.
Correct.
That's 4 + 6 is 10. And I'm going to try again with my good old rapier.
I don't.
So that's 10 so far.
I don't think you can with your dagger because that'd be a bonus action,
Fair enough.
not a reaction. So you just get the rapier attack.
Right, so I'm going to roll Gregor's then.
Yep.
So +10 is another 16.
Okay. So all right. Nice. Okay. Great. So both you and Grigor take your swipes as it tries to shimmy past Groll, which you do manage to hit, and you see it recoil as the blades hit its back, and it's looking pretty injured at this point, but it continues along its trajectory, and it moves past Groll and towards Gundren, and takes a swipe at Gundren.
No!
In fact, Gundren sees this dark elf coming and manages to dodge the first strike, but then with an uppercut, this elf manages to hit him on the jaw, which is going to be 9 bludgeoning damage to Gundren, which drops him to the back unconscious again.
Ooh.
Is he? We might not be able to tell, as it was like just with a fist. Is
Yes.
this like a non-lethal blow that the Dark Elf has done, or is this like put Gundren in a point where he'll be rolling death saves, as it were?
Yeah, I mean, this creature looks to be trying to kill
Right.
Gundren. There's a look of murder in its eyes, I would say. Alright. So, it's now Gundren's turn. He fails his first death save.
No!
Saga, you're
Okay.
up. There is a goblin in the doorway stopping you from getting into the room. You're still outside the room. What would you like to do?
How far is Gundren in feet from me, just out of interest?
20 feet?
Okay, not far.
Yeah, you could get to him.
I could get to him. So if I get to him, is my action going to be taken into getting this goblin out of my way, or?
Yes. It's going to be an action to barge him
Yeah.
out of the way.
Say, I have a healing potion. I want to shove it down Gundren's throat. Well, I need to get into the room anyway, so I'm gonna barge through the door and barge this goblin out my way.
You're just going to barge him, you're not going to attack?
Can I attack and push him at the same time?
You could do one or the other.
Pushing it.
Unless you have a maneuver that you can.
Kill him. Kill him.
Kill him. Okay, to be fair.
There you goblin.
You know my history with goblins.
I can deal with Gundren if we need healing.
Okay. Yeah, okay. He's sword in his goblin-y face.
Okay. Let's roll to hit them, please.
Actions. Come on. 16 to hit.
Oh, nice. You see this goblin get ready to parry as your sword swings towards it, and it just misjudges the length of its blade as your sword breaks through its defenses. Let's roll damage, please.
Fantastic. 2d6 plus 3. 8 points of damage.
How are you finishing him?
Head clean off.
Nice.
I've had enough of goblins for eternity. This lifetime, I've had enough.
Okay.
I've just had enough.
So you, as it misjudges its parry, you just see its eyes widen as your sword just comes for its neck, and then its head comes clean off and rolls to the floor, and the body just drops with a thud. You now have a clear doorway to get into the room.
Let's step in.
All right.
Like 10 foot in.
Sure. So you're now pretty much in the centre of the room at this point. You've got Thorik and Grohl are right next to you.
Yeah, I'll stay there. That's fine.
Okay. Cool.
Boar.
Yeah.
I'd like Boar to attack Grohl.
Okay. As we're looking at a different armor class, I will get you to roll rather than auto hit. It's a different target with a very different armor class. So, let's roll.
It's +6 to attack, isn't it, with these guys?
Yes, I think. Off the top of your head, we'll go with that.
Boy's shit. He's shit at his job. 9.
No.
Yeah.
He's
getting fired.
Charges in, takes a swipe of Grohl, who just effortlessly with his morning star just bats that great axe out of the way. So that's you done. So Thorik, you have Gundren, to be fair, is right next to you. He is right next to you.
Is he within 5 feet of me?
He is within 5 feet of you. As is this drow, as is Grohl.
You have Bardic Inspiration as well.
And you have Bardic Inspiration, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Grohl moved away from us, didn't he?
Move towards the back of the room, but he's close enough that you are technically engaged.
Oh, right.
Because this has turned into a bit of a melee. Even though the room is quite sizable, there's a lot of bodies in here now.
Okay. Well, I'll just make sure my spiritual hammer is sort of following Grohl.
Sure.
Seeing Gundren on the floor, Thorik's kind of leaning up against, like, if Saga comes close to him, he'll kind of like just take hold of your shoulder for a second just to steady himself, as his knees kind of buckle from the strength of this blow, and you see his hand kind of start to glow as he starts to move it towards his own body, and then Gundren hits the floor. And he takes the hand away from his own body, places it on Gundren, and casts Cure Wounds at level 1.
Okay. Let's roll for the healing now.
Oh, holy, holy healing. Cure Wounds at level 1. Let's mark off that spell slot. Luckily, I'm a big boy when it comes to healing. That is 13 points of healing.
Nice, okay. Right.
Marvelous.
And you see Gundren take a deep breath, his eyes open wide. Once again, in a mere matter of seconds, being healed for a second time.
In fact, seeing as I still have my bonus action,
Yes.
I'm going to move my spiritual hammer towards this drow and say, "You will not touch him again," and smack him.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That is a 17 to hit.
That'll do it.
Ugh. I'm so angry. That is 8 points of force damage.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Non-lethal if I'm allowed to do that with a spiritual
Yeah,
hammer.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So you've seen this drow just beating Gundren to a pulp. Head on over and you heal Gundren, and this drow is just watching you do it, almost in disbelief at the brazenness with which you're doing it, whilst he's still trying to pound this dwarf to a pulp. And then you look up at him, say that you won't touch him again, and you just see the shock on its face as this spiritual weapon just clamps him round the face. And he looks back at you in shock and frustration. And I presume that's you done.
The only thing I want to do, if I can, is like, I don't know if this mechanically is possible, if I can like stand over Gundren or like interpose myself. If that's not possible, I'll stay where I am.
Yeah, not really.
It's a bit of a, that's fine, it's a bit of a crush. I'm sort of prodding at him. Thorik's just like punch drunk at this point. He's lost a lot of blood. He's just... You drow, which one is first?
So we're now at the top of round 3, and it's Johann. You are up, sir.
Right.
You now have basically Groll right in front of you. To your left, as you're looking down the room, about 10 feet away from you is this dark elf, this drow. And that's pretty much it now at this point in terms of targets.
If
to get to the drow, to get into melee with it, you would provoke an attack of opportunity. Oh, actually, no. Do you know what? You're actually close enough, I'd say, that you could move and stay within Groll's threat zone. So you could move to attack the drow if you wanted to, without provoking an attack opportunity.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to order... How big is this drow? Is he about the same height as me?
Yeah.
I'm going to order Grigor to grapple the drow.
Okay.
And try and keep him in a kind of vice grip. And I say, hold the elf. I'll keep him busy. And then I'm just like looking up to him, kind of sizing him up. You're big.
Who, Groll?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, shall we do Grigor first? Before we do anything else?
Actually, no. I'd like to engage with the king.
Yeah.
So as to get his attention, so that Grigor is free to bypass him.
Okay. Alright. So are you gonna attack?
Yeah.
Bugbear? Alright.
I'm gonna run straight at him and do the classic stab.
Nice.
Straight in the old chest teeth. And hopefully that I'm too fast for him. Just swinging that big stick at me. Right, here we go. Damn. Rapier's rubbish today. And then we go in for... That's not much better at all. One was a 2, the other's a 7. So it looks like I give him a big hug at this point.
Well, you just don't manage to find an opening, unfortunately. I mean, presumably this bugbear has achieved the rank that it has because of combat prowess, and is demonstrating it to you right now, as you just can't find an opening to get through his defences. But let's do Grigor trying to grapple this drow at least. So, can you give me a strength check for Grigor?
Yep.
and it's going to be a +3 on the strength check.
+3. 10.
Unfortunately, he doesn't manage to grapple it, I'm afraid. He tries, but the drow breaks free completely in an instant. Okay, so that's presumably you done then in that case.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you wanted to move anywhere, but you would likely provoke an attack of opportunity.
Nah, I'll keep him busy.
Alright. Well, funnily enough, it's now his go. Now, this is interesting now, because he's engaged with Thorik, he's engaged with you. Saga's close enough by that he could attack Saga as well. The only person out of his reach, really, is going to be Sergei at this point.
You can stay away.
Now, the question is, does he go for the relatively puny-looking rogue, or the rather injured dwarf? He's going to go for the puny-looking rogue. Okay, so he's going to swing his Morning Star at you twice.
Oh, Johann.
Okay.
I'm just like, hey, Sergei.
Oh, Johann.
The first is going to be a 10 against your armor class, which is going to miss, presumably. But the second hits with a 16 against your armor class, which just matches your armor class, I believe. Oh no, it exceeds. Sorry.
Mine's 15 because I've got 2 melee weapons, so I get +1, but it only goes up to 15.
That's correct. Make sure you mark that on your character sheet, by the way, because most of the time you have 2 weapons drawn anyway, so just pop that on there, so you don't forget. But it does surpass your armor class, so that is going to be 12 piercing damage against you as the spikes on its Morning Star pierce through your leather armor, doing a little bit of damage to you. Well, probably a sizable amount, actually.
It probably hit me against a wall.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're close enough to one, probably not unfair. Okay, so yeah, so that was 12. So you're looking pretty bloody at this point.
No, I'm better than some, but I'm still kicking.
Still not great, yeah.
I didn't hear no bell.
Alright, so it should have been the goblin's turn, but it is now dead, so it's Sergei's turn. You are basically at the back of the room. You've got Sergei right next to you, who's just been healed by Thorik. You've got Thorik right in front of you, within 5 feet of you. The elf is on the other side of Gundren, so you're not engaged with that elf right now.
Okay.
Nor are you engaged with Groll.
Okay. Could I pull out the rapier and go and join Gundren in the fight, the elf?
You certainly could, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you could do.
I'll pull up my rapier and I'll come round and I'll go for the elf.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Nice, that'll do the trick.
That's a D8. 3. What do you add to this? I can't remember.
For your rapier, it's going to be your dex or your strength, I believe, depending on which one you want to use.
That'll be a nice 3 hit points of damage.
Okay, well that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So you run in.
Nice. Flourish the rapier.
That's it. Hop over all of the carnage around you. Flourish the rapier and just do a nice, very quick stab and a lunge.
Yeah. A little cut, just to know them. Make them aware of my presence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do, or is that you done?
So is it currently Johann engaged in?
Johann is engaged with Groll. Thorik is engaged with Groll and this dark elf.
Very well. I will then. How long does Bardic Inspiration last for? I can't remember.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Have
can
you
do it
used
multiple
yours yet?
times. I haven't. You can do it multiple times.
Very well. I will also inspire Johann.
Yeah, you should have 3 to give out at this
I'm
level.
only level 3, so I think I've just got 2.
A 2?
Yeah. It's a d6. Yeah, I will bardically inspire Johann. I'll just give him a very friendly wave, and hopefully that inspires him to fight to live another day.
It's like,
And that'll be my go up.
Okay. Yeah, so you can use the feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, which is probably going to be enough for you. That's how many times you can use it between a long rest.
2.
2.
Yeah.
So that's the last time you can use it then until you go and sleep. Alright? Okie doke. And then that's you done, yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
So, now we have the elf. The elf is going to disengage and make a beeline for the door. Gets out the door, about 10 foot out of the doorway.
doesn't go past any of us, does he? So we can't get a...
Does, but he's disengaged, so none of you get an opportunity attack.
Can we still see him?
You can still see him for now. Yes. Okay.
Throw things.
It's now Gundren's turn. Gundren is going to get up and move. Because now he's not going to provoke an attack of opportunity from the elf. So he's going to move into the right to the back of the room, as much into the corner as he can. So basically, there's pretty much everyone except Johann between Groll and him. And he's just going to sit tight.
I give him a little pat on the shoulder as he gets up.
Nice. Saga, you've just seen this elf dash past, well, not dash, run past you. He's about 15 feet away from you if you wanted to pursue. However, you are engaged with Groll.
Can I try to crossbow?
You certainly
Elf.
could. Yeah?
Yeah.
Could.
So I won't run, but I will try and shoot him in the back. Come on. $11? Probably not.
No, I'm afraid not.
That is not happening.
Not even close. You just misjudge it in your hurry
Yeah.
to try and shoot him down, and he just goes over his shoulder.
Damn it. Can I do anything else? No. I don't have a maneuver, which is shoot someone in the back while they're running away. Unfortunately. That's my turn.
Okay. Alright.
Or, however,
Oh, yes.
I would like Boar to run after the elf.
Wise move.
Mm.
Okay. He doesn't have to move very far. Not very far at all. So he runs after you. You can roll to hit with Boar.
Yes.
It's going to be a
Come
+6.
on. I need to retire my dice because that's a 13.
Just misses. Just as he swings his axe to try and catch him in the back, it just slightly misjudges the speed at which the elf is moving, and it just like the elf you can almost see its robes kind of billow in the gust of the swing. It's a hair's breadth away, but not quite.
We can't let him escape.
Thorik, you're engaged with Groll. You can see about 20 feet away from you, out of the doorway, you can see the elf.
Yeah. How wounded does this elf look?
I would call him bloodied. He looks like he's taken a fair beating. But I wouldn't quite say he's at critical.
No. In which case you see Thorik. You see Thorik, like bring his hand to his side again, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that sweet healing. Ah, fuck. And sees the elf running and just goes. And he concentrates on a spell he hasn't used before. And he just imagines his mind's eye as like this. His gauntlet kind of flashes silver as I cast Hold Person, and he clenches his fist. And hopefully stops this thing. It has to make a DC 13 Wisdom save.
Okay, DC 13 Wisdom save.
Not as high as I'd like it to be.
Rolls an 18.
Motherfucker.
So you clasp your fist together, you cast Hold Person, and you really concentrate on just stiffening this elf's limbs as much as you can. And you feel as though you're almost there, but you feel as the almost connection that you had with it just escapes your consciousness as you see this elf continue to run away.
Thorik sags with the effort of doing that. Definitely not feeling brilliant, and he will just turn his attention back to Grog. No, not Grog. Groll. He says that he's like sorry, roll. That was it. Okay. He'll roll his shoulders and just like casually wave his own hammer, but it's to trigger his spiritual one that just clocks him against the side of the jaw.
Let's roll to hit.
That's a natural 19 on the die for a 24, I think.
Well, that will certainly hit him.
Let's go for a sweet demiage. That's the full 8 for a total of 11.
Okay, thank you very much. All right.
11 force.
So, almost with seemingly minimal effort, you command your spiritual weapon to strike. And it does indeed crack him round the jaw, which, given how much this bugbear seems to have hit everybody quite hard, he's almost quite surprised to see that actually you guys can pack a bit of a wallop on occasion too. And you see him almost flinch for a moment before he regains his focus. So, that brings us to the top of round 4. Johann, you are up. From where you are, you can't see the elf, you just know it's darted out the door. You are engaged with Groll, so if you were to try and bypass Groll, you would it would be an attack of opportunity against you.
Sorry, Wayne, am I allowed to use Ivor for...
yes, sorry, forgive me.
No, it's alright.
Yes.
Is he allowed to get involved if I hit him with my spiritual weapon?
Yes, you can. So yeah, it's an extra D12.
Cool. Is it a D12 plus, you think?
I don't think so.
Is it plus their modifier of 3? I seem to remember.
You are right, yes. Forgive me.
For a total of 7 extra slashing damage then with his spirit.
Right. That's not bad. That's not bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah. A nice backhanded slash from the great axe from Boar. Alright. So, Johann, sorry. You are engaged with Groll at this point. What would you like to do?
Question.
Yes.
That brazier full of hot coals,
Yes.
is it near me?
No, you'd have to get past Groll to get to it.
Bugger. Well, my cinematic plan's gone all to...
It is, however, fairly close to Grigor. because you got Grigor circling around, didn't you, to go after the elf?
Cute. I think I'm going to try the old Johann slide and go for between his legs and hopefully cut something off on the way through them to the other side of him. With...
Alright.
Is that an athletics check or...
Let's do the attack roll first.
Before we do anything?
Before we do anything else, yeah, let's do the attack roll first.
Oh, that is a 22.
Oh, that'll certainly do some damage.
Lovely. Okay. So, with me old rapier, that's a 3. Plus 3 is 6. And with me dagger, that is a 21.
Okay.
And the old D4. 1. So that's 7 altogether, if I think.
7 damage?
Yeah, 6 plus 7.
6 plus 7?
Yeah, because it was 3...
So 13 damage overall.
No, 7. Just 7.
Hang on, is it 6 plus 7 or is it 7?
No, just 7, because...
7.
Yeah. Because I didn't roll very well.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's do the acrobatics check and let's see if you can maneuver yourself at least. As you did the damage and you got the hit, let's see if you at least get through his legs.
That is an acrobatics check, so.
Yes, please.
So that's 21.
Oh, okay. So you slide through and slice at his ankles, doing a fair bit of damage. You almost get trampled on as it reacts to the hit, but you just manage to slide through out to the other side, right next to the corpse of the goblin, whose neck is just pouring with blood at the moment.
I look at it and go, Saga.
Oh, I like that.
Now it's Groll, who once again has a similar choice. It doesn't seem too interested in you at the moment, Saga, because he's got a puny rogue that's causing mischief and a dwarf who has proven that it has healing abilities and is looking pretty weak. Now it does have multi-attack. So, with that in mind, he's going to take a shot at each of you. One shot at each of you. This is going to be against you first, Johann. And that is going to be 12 against your armor class. As he tries to bring the Morning Star down upon you, you kind of roll out the way and get to your feet. The attack against you, Thorik, is 23 against your armor class.
Hello, Thorik.
Which is going to be 12 piercing damage against you.
Whatever the hit is, you just see as Thorik just doesn't get his shield up in time and just takes it full. He kind of almost just sort of like sways for a second, and then he just like falls to the floor, unconscious.
Okay. Groll just chuckles and just kind of spits down upon you, Thorik. You go, weakling!
If I was conscious, I would have a few things to say about that.
Sergei, you've just seen Groll drop Thorik. What would you like to do?
Do I hear the weakling
You do. From where you currently are, you actually can't see the elf, so the only target you can see at this point is Groll. You could move without provoking an attack of opportunity to get a better view of the elf, but as of right now, the only target you can see is Groll.
I would like to get the bugbear's attention. Hey! We may be weaklings. We may be tiny, puny little things. But it is not about the strength we found on the path. It is about the friends we made along the way. And I'll slide in and I'll cast Cure Wounds at first level on Thorik.
Nice. Okay. Let's roll for the healing now.
That is going to be 9 hit points of healing.
Beautiful.
Clamp my hands.
Thorik just like takes your face by his hands, just like, you beautiful little thing, you.
Okay, Thorik, we can kiss later. Let's deal with this right now.
Thorik just grabs him by the back of the head and just plants one on him.
Oh! Sergei blushes.
So for the record, of course, Thorik, you are prone, so you're going to have to use half your movement to stand up if you want to next turn. But it is not your turn yet, unless... well, it's not your turn next anyway, but Sergei, did you have any bonus action or anything you wanted to do?
Two-weapon fighting doesn't count here, does it?
No, I don't believe...
I think it's only if you make a hit with a weapon you can...
I think so.
Yeah. When you take an attack action, yeah. Okay, that's all I can do then.
Okay. In which case, then, it is the elf's turn next. The elf, with reckless abandon, is going to dash out of the room it is currently in. Now, this will provoke an attack of opportunity from Boar if he wants to take it.
Of course he's going to take it.
I thought he might.
Of course he's going to take it.
Let's roll to hit then, please. Plus
Okay.
6.
I'm going to use a different dice.
Wise.
Come on. My metal dice are going to go into dice jail. Okay, that is 22 to hit.
That'll certainly do it. Not critical though, I presume.
No.
Okay, so it's D12 plus 3 damage.
Just looking for my D12. There we go. D12 plus 3.
Yeah.
6.
Alright, okay. So, Boar takes an almighty swing, manages to catch the elf on the back, which you see part of its robes just get sliced and a big gash go down its back. But, if anything, it just propels the elf forward as it continues running out of the door and out of sight.
Damn it. Can Boar use the rest of his movement to run after him?
It's not Boar's turn. It's the elf's turn.
Oh yeah, it was opportunity attack,
Yes,
of course.
unfortunately.
Sorry.
That's alright. It's now Gundren's turn. He's going to stay where he is in the corner.
Very wise.
Saga, you are up. So you're pretty much engaged with Groll. You can't see any other targets.
I can't see the elf as it runs past. Damn it.
The elf's long gone now.
Groll it is then.
Alright. Okay, let's roll to hit then.
Thank you. Great sword. I'm gonna save my remaining maneuvers. Okay, that is better. That is 17 to hit.
You see Groll bring up his shield as your sword looks to be making purchase, and he just is not quite quick enough bringing up that shield. So you hit him. Let's roll for damage.
Okay. 12 points of damage.
4 points.
12.
12. Okay, just checking.
4?
I thought that was a bit low.
12 points of damage.
All right. Okay. Nice. You managed to do a big gash right across his chest. Groll is looking pretty wibbly wobbly at this point, probably in critical condition. One more good hit might do the trick.
Unfortunately, I've used my action surge already.
That's a shame.
It is.
In which case, then, Thorik, you are currently.
No, Boar. It's Boar's turn, actually.
Thank you. Yes, you are correct. Yes, he does get.
You gave me barbarians. I'm going to use my barbarians.
You are completely right.
Yeah. So, where is Boar in relation to things?
Boar is currently in the doorway, but he could move to get engaged with Groll. There is just about enough room for him to get involved in the melee.
He can't see.
The elf is long gone.
It's long
Through
gone,
a doorway, gone.
Okay, he's gonna get in the mix with Groll.
Right. Okay. And presumably roll to hit. So that's
Yep.
going to be
Plus
plus
6.
6, yes.
8 points.
I swear Boar is just a liability at this point.
He is. I mean,
Just... What the hell?
I'm gonna down. I feel like I should downsize to 2 barbarians because he's just dead weight at the moment.
Just make them redundant.
Yeah.
Okay, in which case then, now Thorik, it's your turn. You're on the ground next to Groll, with Sergei looking down upon you. What would you like to do?
Well, I just had to look up the rule to see if it sticks around. Spiritual weapon doesn't disappear when I go unconscious.
Beautiful.
So, just tippity tapping on his shoulder, he just feels a little hello. As the spiritual weapon just waits for him to turn it, just bah right in the face.
All right. Let's roll to hit.
That's a fucking hell. I'm doing really well with the spiritual weapons. That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. Let's do damage.
Worst damage, 4 points of damage.
Okay. Not quite enough to take it down, unfortunately.
No, but this might be. As from the floor, Thorik's not even going to get up. He's just going to say, "Hey, down here, you hairy piece of shit." And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt from the floor and punch at second level and just punch my rings out towards him.
Nice.
Shit.
And I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration on this attack, so I make sure I hit him.
The power of friendship compels you.
Oh, the power of friendship compels thee. Right, where is...
It's
God,
turned into like Captain Planet.
it's been a hot minute since I've used Guiding Bolt.
I might
There
have
it
dated
is.
myself there. I think I need to
Oh no, I got
I'm there with you.
Fine.
I'm there with you, Wayne. I'm there with you. With Captain Planet. Now I have the theme tune stuck in my head.
Sorry.
Okay. With my Bardic Inspiration, that is a beautiful 22 to hit.
Oh, yes.
And at second level, I do 5d6 of radiant damage.
That's what we like to hear.
Oof.
18 points of radiant damage.
How are you finishing him?
I just blast a fucking hole for his chest.
Yes.
Literally, point blank range, he holds his wrist. Just this smouldering, radiant, like, a full just see out the back of him. And he just clatters to the floor.
And there is a big, huge thud as the almost smoking ruins of the now former King Groll just hits the ground with a massive, massive thud. And given that we have been going very long on this episode, that is where we shall end this week's episode. Whoo-wee!
Ing is dead.
That's a comeback and a half after a Christmas break, I'd say.
Blimey. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Keep the change, you filthy animal. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, of course. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a rating or review on your podcatcher of choice, and we will catch you guys next week.